Hi guys, JP here. Welcome again to our channel 1%. Today, pag-usapan natin bakit ba okay mag-invest sa index funds, okay? So maraming tao ngayon siguro would like to get into stock investing, looking for other investments or ways on how to make money. Sa video natin today, we will talk about ano ba ang advantages of investing in an index fund if you're in the Philippines or in other parts of the world. Again, welcome to our channel 1%. In this channel, we talk about how to improve ourselves 1% at a time. Here, we try to achieve our truest and highest potential so we can be a blessing to others and live with purpose. Okay? So welcome again to another video of 1%. If this is your first time to visit our channel, we ask you to please subscribe and hit that bell button, no? So you would also be notified of our upcoming videos. And please, after this video, if you find the content in this video very useful and helpful for you, please like and share it with your families and friends. And if you want us to feature or talk about other topics about self-improvement, finance, family, exercise, or whatnot, feel free to comment down below. We try to engage as much as we can with all our subscribers. So, marami sa atin have probably started saving money, investing. It's not really investing when you put your money in a savings account or a current account. No? I believe when you say invest money, you are putting it somewhere where there's really true potential of a gain. There are the days when investing in a time deposit is a very practical and easy way to do. Before, time deposit rates would reach 5, 6, 7%, even probably double digits, no? Especially during the 80s when the interest rates are really high. Pero ngayon, with the interest rates really low, especially for some countries, it's even hitting zero or negative returns. So, I think it's really best and ideal for us to find ways on how to really make our money work for us. Today, we will talk about ano ba yung mga advantages of investing in an index fund. So first of all, what's an index fund? Index fund basically is the top 30 companies that represent a stock market. For example, in the Philippines, the index is what we call the Philippine Stock Index or the PHISIX. Okay? Especially when you see or you glance upon the front page of the business section of a newspaper, you will see there that PHISIX gains so many percent or the PHISIX loses so many points or whatever. So ito yung pinaka-gauge or the best representation of the whole stock market of a given country or economy. So in the Philippines, like what I've said, with all the hundreds of companies listed in the Philippine stock market, the Philippine Stock Index is the top 30 companies that is representing the Philippine stock market. So when you say top 30, ito yung mga kumpanya na with the biggest capitalization, the most stable, the most profitable, and it's the best representation also of a given industry. So of course, the beauty of investing in the stock market, potentially it is the fastest way to accumulate money or to make your money grow. Especially when returns would hit 8, 9, 10, beyond double-digit returns. Syempre, ang bilis ng pwede maging compound return on your money. Of course, stock market is really best for accumulating funds. Especially if you have a long time horizon, for example, 10, 20, even 30 years. Isipin mo, no? With the gift of compounding, ang laki na magiging potential fund mo. If you will invest in the stock market, that will compound, let's just say, at an average of between 6 to 12% over a long time horizon. No? So, ang laki ng pwedeng maging potential na amount ng pera mo pagdating ng panahon. And of course, stock investing is the fastest way. Of course, if you will put it in bonds, medyo maliit ang mga bond returns ngayon. If you will see companies or the government offering bonds, it is only ranging between 3 to 6%. Maswerte ka na lang din if you can get a bond offering that will give you beyond 6%. Pero lately, what I've been seeing is around 2 to 4, 5% only. So syempre, let's take advantage of the small difference between bond and stocks. Another good thing about investing in an index fund is diversification. When you say diversification, basically it is the idea of not putting all your eggs in a basket. Kasi syempre, if all your eggs is in a basket, if that basket drops or falls, all your eggs can potentially be broken. Ang maganda nito is you spread out your risk. So by investing in an index fund, yung pera mo will be distributed amongst the 30 companies that is a member of the stock index. By doing that, syempre, you get to spread your risk. For example, ang mga tinamaan lately, especially during this pandemic, are casinos or properties. So for example, ang Ayan Inc. bumagsak ang presyo, but you were able to invest in a company that is, regardless of the pandemic, tumataas ang presyo. For example, PLDT. Because of the demand for internet and infrastructure, syempre tumataas yung market value niya or stock price niya. So you get to offset, you get to be invested in all stocks and get to minimize the risk. Of course, having said that, another good thing is that you have access to the biggest and most profitable companies in the Philippines. Or for example, you go to the United States, it's the Dow Jones. So if you are investing in an index, you get to invest in all of the stable and top companies in the market. When you are new in stock investments, ideally, dapat you should start with these potential risks. How do you do that? You first invest in the most stable companies, in the companies that probably you encounter every day, na alam mo na there are very small likelihood na mag-lose sila ng money or whatever happens, they have been through all the crisis, di ba? Ito yung mga ways of knowing if a company is stable. And of course, if they are the representation of their industry, it only shows that they are the leader and they are the most profitable and the biggest in that industry. So you have access to these big companies, no? And you get to spread it also among all these big companies. The beautiful thing of investing in index fund is the lesser charges, okay? Because index fund, actually, it's not an actively managed fund. When you say actively managed, meron kang human intervention, meron kang fund managers that's doing the investing for you. So basically, dinidistribute lang niya yung investment mo amongst the 30 companies that is a member of the index. Kung less ang human intervention, then you have lesser charges. Kasi nga, minimimic or minimirror lang niya yung index fund. You're not basically paying for any human fund management skills. Also, it's perfect, no, for those people that are starting out in investing in the stock market. Kasi syempre, when you get into the stock market, and if you really want to do active trading on your own, marami kang kailangan aralin. You have to first identify anong analysis ang gagamitin mo. Would you be doing fundamental analysis or technical analysis? Would you be doing a top-to-bottom or bottom-to-top approach? Di ba? If you're doing technical analysis, ang daming charts, ang daming ways, candlestick, or moving average, ang daming mga jargons, no, na dapat mong aralin. If you're also doing naman fundamental analysis, you have to know how to read financial ratios. You have to learn how to read balance statements and income statements. Ang dami. But by doing index fund, you are just trusting that you are investing in the top companies. And of course, again, having said that, you get to spread your money with all these top 30 companies. Also, the beautiful thing of investing in an index fund is it's hassle-free. In my case, I do index fund investment every payday. I just put a steady amount in an index fund. I just do it through my bank app. So I just transfer money, a fixed amount of money, to my index fund. No? So, in a few clicks, you're already invested. No? Unlike if you're investing, for example, in a stock, you have to choose which stock. You have to determine at what point gusto pumasok, or if you want to sell, you have to also determine at what point or price you want to sell. No? So ang daming factors if you're doing it on your own. Unlike pag index fund, you just deposit money, transfer money to an index fund, and automatically it distributes your money to all the 30 companies. Of course, when you do stock investments, one of the best ways to approach it is cost averaging. When you do cost averaging, ito yung technique of putting a predetermined amount of money, for example, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, regularly on schedule. You are doing this regardless of the level of the stock market. So for example, may mga times na mababa ang stock market, especially when the pandemic started. If you get to do that, you will be able to buy more shares into the index fund. Remember, when you are investing in an index fund, you are buying shares. you are buying units of that index, of that fund. So syempre, if the price of the index fund is lower, you get to buy more shares. Now, if unti-unti umaakyat ang presyo ng index fund or ng price of the index fund, for the same amount of money, you will be able to buy lesser shares, no? So when you do that, parang in a way, na-average out mo yung purchase price mo. And that is what you call cost averaging. Siguro ang best way, no, is for us to really accept the fact that there is no perfect timing in the stock market, okay? If you were able to buy at the bottom, or if you were able to sell at the peak of the price, ang tawag doon, natsambahan mo lang. The likelihood na magawa mo ulit yon is very nil, no? You will never be able to predict it 100% of the time. So, the best way to minimize your losses and to spread out the risks is to do cost averaging. Set a fixed amount of money and just do it religiously, regardless of the level of the stock market. One good thing also about investing in an index fund is it is a highly liquid asset. When you say liquid, ang daling i-convert into cash. For example, when you compare it to a real estate, obviously, di ba? Or you buy something, a car, a real estate, a piece of jewelry, di ba? Minsan you have to negotiate pa eh. Or hindi mo naman sinabing, pag gusto ko ibenta to, bibili ka din ng mga tao. Maraming factors. Liquidity nila, availability of cash, di ba? Pero if you are invested in an index fund, you just give the order to redeem shares. In 3 to 5 days, the money that you want to redeem will automatically be credited to your account. Madali siyang ibenta. For example, kumita ka, naglagay ka ng 100,000 in an index fund, and all of a sudden, in 1 month, kumita ng 10% yung index mo, you want to withdraw 10,000, easily, ma-withdraw mo kagad yung 10,000 na gain mo. And of course, for me, the best reason for me to invest in an index fund is because it is a recommendation of the best investor of our time, which is Warren Buffett. Sabi nga ni Warren Buffett, if you will religiously invest in an index fund, you can outperform the performance of the top fund managers in the world. Okay? So if it's coming from Warren Buffett, sino naman ako para hindi ko siya pakinggan, di ba? And I think from the time he heard it, he also heard it from his mentor, Benjamin Graham. I believe, no, index fund is one of the most underutilized investing security that we have available to us right now. No? Especially with what's happening and with the availability of all these companies of offering index fund, this is the perfect time for us to get into investing in an index fund. If you want, you can also choose which index you want. Do you want the Philippine index, the US index, the Hang Seng index, the Nikkei index? Kasi lahat ng stock markets in the world have their own index. Okay, so it's really about choosing which index you also want. Now, of course, if you're in the Philippines, best to also invest in the Philippines because you're familiar with the companies that are members of the index. Okay, so I hope this video would give you an idea on how to start your stock market investing. So if you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and even comment in our videos and hit that bell button. No? In our channel 1%, we desire now hopefully before 2020 ends, we will be able to reach 500 subscribers. So please help us and help those people also who wants to start investing in the stock market. So with that, thank you again for watching our video and we will see you in the next video of 1%. Bye!